everyone, thank you for joining us today. My name's Hannah and this is Kaylee, and we will be facilitators and leading our discussions. I want to start by saying that we'll be talking about resilience, and so sometimes this can bring up vulnerable moments. It's really important that if you are sharing or if another member is, that we're listening and being respectful, but also that in anything said in the group we keep to ourselves and only discuss within the group. So we'll be meeting for about 30 minutes, and if there's anything that needs further discussion, you can come up to me and Kaylee afterwards, after the meeting. And yeah, is that okay with everyone? Okay, great. So we're gonna start with sort of a silly get to know you, but it'll tie into our discussion later. So have you ever grown a plant, and what's your name? So and what is it? So my name's Hannah. I have grown a few plants. Like my favorite to grow is zucchini. Yeah, I feel like they grow fast and they're very cool to see grow. And yeah, so.
My name is Kaylee, like Hannah said, and I like to grow anything that just requires a little bit of water every now and then, like once a week. So like succulents, or I don't really know the name of the plants very well, but succulents. So yeah.
My name is Cam. I've grown like a couple plants, but like mostly my mom's stuff because she like will kill it. So.
Fair enough.
That's good.
My name's Arturo, and I have this Christmas cactus.
Ooh.
That is my child. His name is Stanley.
Nice.
I like that name.
My name is Benita. I grew a rose plant.
Very nice.
My name is Shakina. I've grown many plants, but I would say one of my favorites to grow was watermelon.
Watermelon. Oh, that's
Did you
really
have like produce from it?
Yeah, I did. They were like this big. They were
Oh.
cute.
Did you try them?
It was sweet.
That's good.
That's good.
As you should.
My name is Mariah, and plants I'm currently growing is a bonsai tree and a nerve plant and an umbrella.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Everyone has such a variety. That's really cool. That's awesome. So the reason that we're meeting today is to discuss ways to be resilient and what to do when you're feeling like you've hit rock bottom. So with this purpose in mind, I want you all to know that this group is for you, and everyone has their own reason for being here, and their own story that they've come with. So when we're in our group discussing a guideline, when we're in group discussing, a guideline I want to set is that we're being respectful, and when someone's talking, we're listening, and yeah, so.
Being attentive while others are talking.
That's a good one.
Juanita?
Our stories stay here. Whatever we share stays here.
Did you have fun? Or you-
Yeah. No, like talking over, no interrupting.
Yeah, no, you have to. That's good. Do we have any others? Are we pretty happy with the list? Yeah.
We can always add more or adjust them, or it sounded like blue.
So from last week we had be respectful, be attentive, confidentiality, no interrupting, and be kind. Do we have anything new that we want to add? That's okay if not. Yeah.
I mean, I guess just understanding that this is a safe place.
What might that be?
Awesome. So I'm glad that being respectful and like listening and attentive is very important to all of you as well, so that's awesome. So
Shy.
Embarrassed. Is it anxious?
Shyness?
Shyness?
No.
Maybe I don't remember.
Like I thought one. Oh no, that was. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fear.
Ah.
Good job. That one's a little
yeah,
more
some could be
difficult.
hard.
I can go next. I'm about to make notes.
Yes.
Angry.
I guess I can go next. It's kind of tough. I shouldn't have gone to.
Remember, our guideline, it's a safe space. So.
Yeah, I just don't even know how to act this out. Like, okay, like,
Clap.
yeah, joy.
Nice.
To ask, have you guys heard the phrase rock bottom before? Or like, what does it mean if you have?
Like being down on your luck. Can't get no lower.
Yeah, can't go lower.
Kind of being like you're in a tough spot where it's just like you don't think you can come out.
Feeling like everything is going wrong and there's nothing else that can go right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna like summarize like being at rock bottom is like a negative thing. It's not somewhere you want to be or you choose to be.
Yeah, it's when you've hit your lowest and you feel like you're sort of hopeless and don't know what the future holds and can't really grow out from that. So that's really good. Everyone sort of has the grasp on what rock bottom is. What are some rock bottom experiences that people might have?
Financially, like being broke.
Financial.
No, finding a foster home.
Yeah. That's what a lot of us can relate to, right? Yeah.
Maybe failing one of our classes.
Yeah. School.
For me, it's having bad foster parents.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
Yeah. Do you have one?
Like a point of rock bottom.
Or like just, yeah, rock bottom someone might experience. It doesn't have to be your,
Like divorce.
yeah, worse. Yeah. Do you ever feel frustrated about the situation you're in, that you've been experiencing? Yeah. Do you want to share?
Sometimes I wonder like, why did I have to be the one to end up with such bad foster parents? And like, why do I have to be put in this situation where I feel like I'm by myself?
Yeah. You sort of feel alone in your situation. Yeah.
It's hard and it's not your fault.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to choose your foster parents, unfortunately. So that is really hard, and those feelings of being alone can be hard to sit with sometimes.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Does anyone else have an experience like this?
Yeah, like jumping from foster home to foster home and no one wants to take you in permanently, so you're just like always moving. It's like it doesn't get better, so I'll just do what I have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, my situation's a little different. It's not where I kept the same, but then not wanting to continue after I age out, so I'm trying to figure out what to do and stuff like that.
Yeah. So sort of out of the blue, like, yeah. That's hard. Does anyone else have one they want to share? That's okay if not. No, that's okay. Okay, so when we're gardening, something that's important is making sure that we have the right environment. What are some essential environmental factors that for a plant to be able to grow? We had a bunch of Shakina, do you start?
We need like healthy soil.
Yeah, soil.
Knowing the right amount of sunlight for that plant.
Sunlight, yeah.
I guess water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
those are all really important for a plant's growth. So I have an example. So when a plant like this starts, yes, when it starts spreading its roots and growing, sometimes it realizes it doesn't have enough space to grow. There isn't enough dirt to spread its roots, and it hits rock bottom. Unfortunately, if the roots don't have room to grow, the plant will start to wither up, even if it has other good factors, like sunlight and water and the other resources it's needing. So sometimes when we hit rock bottom, it means that it's time for us to grow as well. And now, this plant is being, with this plant being able to go into a bigger pot, it can be, see, the roots are so ready to grow, it's all stuck together. It can be resilient and thrive in its new environment. It's ready to grow. And we have, that was way too small for it. But it can still be hard and sometimes scary stepping out into new environments. What are some emotions that you guys are feeling about moving out of your foster families? So we're stepping into this new ground. Yeah.
Scared.
Our next activity is actually going to be, we have a lot of emotions surrounding this next step, and a lot of them are about fear. But we're gonna write on a leaf, you can pass this around, what is your first goal in sort of working through, it might not be overcoming quite yet, but our first goal on working on this fear of ours. And you can write it down. Sort of making a visual of the steps we want to take in our growth. If it stays. So some that we have so far is taking time to breathe, the fear of the unknown, and the goal is consistency. Is that right?
Yeah.
God and
Yep.
consistency, yeah.
Yes. To be able to get a job and be okay with the unknown. And be stronger and find your purpose. So, yeah. Okay. So these are all really good goals. And again, just making our goals physical and something that we can look to and push towards within our growth of being resilient. I want to ask, have you guys heard the phrase?
That's cute. I like that. I actually wrote it down before I stepped out. Very nice. Very nice.
You're not done it. I'm just kidding.
All right.
Sorry. In our first session, we also talked about growing resilience, and we made you guys made your own goals for yourself. Some of those were taking time to breathe, consistency, getting a job, acceptance of the unknown, be stronger, and finding your purpose. Do you feel like you've been able to grow in these areas and sort of either reaching your goals or making a step towards your goals?
I think so. Like Ham said, he had a hard conversation. I did too. Like before that conversation, I was like so nervous that they might deny me like a home when I leave. So like I realized that I was getting very like, I wouldn't say an anxiety attack, but like I was just all over the place. So I did step outside and I took a walk, took time to breathe, and then I went to have that conversation for the program to have that home. So yeah, that was helpful. I am gonna be closer to get a job, but right now I'm focusing on like the house.
Yeah, taking steps. That's awesome. Trying to reach the goals.
It's an excellent use of resilience and showing that for yourself and recognizing I'm feeling this way. I need to take a second and use those coping skills so that I can level out and go have those conversations.
Thank you for sharing that. Does anyone else have maybe areas they've been growing in, goals they've been, or new goals that you've been working towards?
I've been doing 2 of the ones. I'm trying to at least trying to get a job. I have a couple places that I've been able to put applications in for, still waiting to get that. But still trying to like push forward for that. And then also just trying to find purpose, just because like, that was something I had struggled with in the beginning. So just trying to continue with those 2.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you're focusing on that and taking those steps. Applying for jobs can be difficult and sometimes stressful, so that's awesome that you've been able to start working on that. We don't all have the same story or the same background, so sometimes something that works for one person doesn't work for the other. So it is good that you have people that you're like, I sort of will maybe follow in their footsteps, but also finding your own way and what works best for you. We only have a few minutes left, so turn to your same groups and discuss something that you learned today as we wrap up.
So resources.
Arthur, you got something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say like I'm kind of sad just because this group is really informal and really helped me be able to learn different items I had never even thought about before. You know, whether it be like rock bottom, having the different resources. But yeah, I'm just kind of sad because I'm not gonna be able to have that type of information and stuff.
Yeah. But in that, like, do you still feel like you've gained things that will be helpful? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and it can be like dual emotions of like, I'm really excited that I get to apply these skills, but I'm also really sad because this was a like maybe helpful routine, and so it's okay to feel 2 things at once or 3 things or multiple mixtures of emotions.
Yeah, that's where that identifying emotions comes in as a very important skill to have. Alright.
Well, thank you guys all for showing up these past 3 weeks and putting in the work to understand and apply resilience. You should all be really proud of yourself. If you want to do a round of applause for yourself. Resilience takes time, as we've talked about, and it takes patience and perseverance. And these aren't as simple as the emotions we discussed in the beginning. It can be difficult to keep pushing through with difficult emotions, and as we talked about, it can be mixtures. So pulling out like, I am feeling this joy, but I am feeling this sadness, or maybe not sadness, but anxiety and fear, and they're bigger than just the labels we put on them. But I know that you are all capable of these characteristics and identifying these. So as we officially wrap up our last meeting, I want to remind you that you're not alone. As she mentioned, you have our numbers, or our contact, through Roundtable Resilience, and each other's if you want it. If today's discussion brought up difficult emotions or anything you want to talk about further, you can go to Roundtable Resilience for more resources. But we also have an assessment for you. Kaylee will give that to you guys at the end. To sort of make any changes or anything that would be more beneficial for other people that are going through your same situations and wanting more resources.
Yeah, so thank you all for your time and your dedication. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and we would love to hear from you at Roundtable Resilience if you ever would like to stop by.
Thank you guys.
Well done.